Okay, y'all. I want to start off by saying, first off, I love my Canadian brothers and sisters. I have met some of the greatest Canadians here in this community and on YouTube. And that's what I think is one of the great things about this platform and the internet in some ways, is that we can reach out and get to know our brothers and sisters in other countries and see the truth on how they really feel about things and stuff. And I can tell you this, I guarantee you that they have our backs 100%. But I can't say the same for the people that's leading their country right now. Mr. Trudeau is not acting in a way that would be friendly, in my opinion, to the United States. Do I believe that the people would have our back? Yep, you bet. I think they have a problem with their leader as well. Now, do I think that there's something strange going on? I don't know. You be the guest. This is an article from Rebel News. I'm going to put them into my link, the link to this video. I suggest you watch this report. This, with other things that we've heard, of course, of security forces that they're allowed to have in their country to guard their assets that are there. Meaning, when I say they, I'm talking about our red brothers and sisters over in the overseas in the Asian area. I think you know who I mean. That being said, when they take over a park, eventually, it started out as just being in the park. Now they pretty much have taken over an entire park area, and no one is allowed to go in there now. Okay. And then other areas in Canada, they've done the same, and they have large groups of 50 or more people marching down roadways and stuff. They may be security forces, but we need to be aware that, in their country, it's one of those countries where everybody, last I checked, was required to serve in some way with their national defense forces. Now, that's fine and dandy. I think that's a great idea. But it also means that every civilian is or was a soldier at one time. And if you look at that and think that every asset they have here, see, now what they've allowed in Canada is them to be able to build these security forces for those assets without any kind of permission. I mean, they have a blank permission slip saying you can come and go as you please, and you don't have to inform us. You don't have to inform us of how many. You don't have to inform us of what you're doing. Okay? I read the agreement that Trudeau signed, and they basically have free reign. So that is a little troublesome, seems as though they seem to be massing people up there. This is just another report that shows that. This is a report showing that not only are there military training our adversaries up there, but they're teaching them how to fly airplanes. Now, the report will tell you that it's just for commercial purposes, but the last I heard, commercial airlines aren't doing so well. Why do we need classrooms full of pilots from a not friendly country, especially to the U.S.? It seems like more and more they're building that relationship up there with Canada, and I'm not too sure that the people agree with it. And if please tell me, if you're my Canadian viewers and whatnot, I really want to know. And I really want to know for your sake too, because put it down in my comment section. But this kind of stuff is happening in your backyard, and we'll back you 100% guaranteed, as far as the people go, that this is not okay. If I was Canadian, I wouldn't think it's okay. So I'm just informing you guys all, you got to watch this report. They're not only training pilots, but they're training the military of our adversaries how to fight in cold climates, dealing with snow, dealing with mountainous terrains, dealing with frigid waters. I mean, this is a serious thing. I'm surprised it isn't talked about more. I'm surprised we're not having a say in it. And it makes you wonder about other countries around us on what's happening as well. Of course, if I find out, I'll be sure to put it here. But you tell me your opinion of it and what you think. Do you think this is a big deal? Do you think it's not? Do you think it's just normal? Is this just normal everyday training? I mean, I know we've had these sort of things on our own home soil. Some of you may not be aware, but there was an exercise where the Russian special forces came over here, and I believe it was in the mountains of the Ozarks, somewhere, I don't remember which state exactly right now, but they were training in our mountainous terrains. I don't think that kind of stuff should happen. Really, isn't it a threat to our national security? And in this cases, they're not only training these pilots up in Canada, but they're training them in a closed down military Air Force base. One that was specifically designed to train their Air Force in radar reading, flying planes like that. So it's not just how to fly an airplane. They're teaching them how to surveil aircraft, how to organize aircraft as far as from a air traffic control standpoint. And you gotta think to yourself, are these civilians ex-military? They're not going to tell you. But if they aren't, will they be, depending on their age? I mean, they all usually have to serve. And you also got to remember that if you look at the companies here in the U.S., we have huge wind farm companies that are owned by China. Oops. And in those companies, when I looked into it, they have as many as 30,000 employees / infantry or not. So that's just one company. When you start looking at others and holdings of different, I mean, they own processing plants for food, for agriculture. They own full-on farms and ranches. And that number just keeps going up and up of people actually on our soil already. Now, am I saying that that's any reason to take an actual Chinese American and think anything of that? No. We don't want to make that mistake again. I live in a town that actually has old camps where we interned in internment camps Japanese Americans. And that was wrong. But it doesn't mean that we don't be aware, that we don't stay alert. We certainly don't use it to judge or discriminate. But we absolutely have to be aware. Even more reason not to be friends with some of the Chinese Americans here. Because they may be here because they don't agree with it. But there also may be some that are here for nefarious reasons. I think it's smart that we think about that and ask ourselves if that's the case and keep an eye on it. Because I can tell you what, our people that run this country certainly aren't. Or they wouldn't be here without being closely watched. I'm just saying. You let me know what you think in the description below. Or I should say in the comments below. Be sure to read the description for the link to this video from Rebel News. It was actually quite eye-opening. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And please ring that bell if you want alerts for future videos. I would appreciate it. Any interaction with the channel is always a positive. Even if you didn't like this video, please let me know. But I certainly like all of you. I certainly am thankful for all of you. I appreciate all of your support. And remember, be safe, be secure, always be aware of your surroundings, and keep preparing for anything that may come your way. Love you guys.